Hi, I'm Connor. Thank you very much for having me come up. I have, as you can tell by my accent, I'm not from here. Obviously, I'm Welsh. Technically born there, lived there for 3 years. I'm Welsh, I'm not English. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I've had a lovely time coming up here and doing master's research, and this is just a really nice way to kind of round off my trip. I'm going to do a couple of short poems for you guys, and then I'm going to do new shit. Ooh. And hopefully it will be new and slightly less of the shit. And then I'm going to finish off on an old one that I've semi-retired, but I keep bringing it out because I'm unimaginative and lacking material. So these are just a few short poems for you. The first one is called The Angry Letter. W! The second one... the second one is called Untitled 2. I'm so wet, she moaned. Give it to me. Fuck off, I retorted. Find your own umbrella. The third poem. That's alright, it's very validating. It's making me break character. And the third poem goes like this. Bus stop. No bus. The notice board says it's due, but I don't care about its religious affiliations, and I don't understand how that has anything to do with its lack of punctuality. That's called public transport is an anti-Semitic machination to fight the power. And my last short poem. It's called The Gun. Gun. The gun. This is a gun. Your gun. Here, take your gun. I look into his cold eyes. Thank you, I say. But I ordered a panini. You want to hear a new poem? Hell yeah! Cool. This is called Home. He never planned to walk down here. Just a detour. By way of an old friend's place. It was the museum that reminded him how they toured it for hours, the last day of summer, pretending to be more interested in the rest of the world than each other. And he walks the way they did. And out of pocket, clasped around the song he crooned, half drunk, half high, a bright night sky of orange and car horns, a perfect pair, a gun and ammunition, loaded and booming past Bedlam, past doctors, and the meadows are crowded, but really there's nobody here. Just both of them taking turns piggybacking each other. They weighed the same back then, and he wore more makeup. And he's forgotten the name of the street, until he sees the road sign loom over the horizon like a moonrise, 2 words slurred into the partition of every taxi in town, every directionless text message, every letter she sent, every letter unread. And he's forgotten exactly which house it is. But as he scans the dark bricks, he remembers the bedroom walls littered with newspaper clippings, a window that framed the whole of next door, and he remembered they joked that a stranger would look in and think they were watching murderers fucking. And he'd laugh then, as he tries to do now, but the echo's all wrong. And her door is indifferent. Still that blue monolith with a keyhole that gapes like it wasn't expecting him. They're both surprised to find him here. Still. And he can't look at the doorbells. Can't bear the thought that her name isn't there anymore, but he looks. And it is. and it says welcome home. And for a moment, his lungs only breathe the memory of air. And he flirts with the thought of pushing her apartment bell. He knows that they probably just haven't got round to changing it yet, and he grips the handle to remind him that the world isn't really falling in on itself. And he touches the paintwork, and he can smell the front garden and hear the first poem and taste the first drink in the froth or in his first attempt at a beard. And she laughs as he wipes the foam from his cheek, and he opens his eyes, and his hand is wet and his jaw is matted with wiry grey. And he remembers he said, "I'll see you when I see you," and he would nail his tongue to the door to have said anything else instead. He knows that he'll find himself here again, though the cold is beginning to bite him deeply. He walks away and begins to forget the name of her road. You weren't expecting that, were you? And I'm going to do one more. Is one more poem cool?
Yeah, cool.
Sweet. I'll do one more poem, and then I'll walk off immediately afterwards because it looks really cool when you do that. So thank you guys. I'll do all my plugging now. Thanks for having me. I've been Connor Macleod. It's weird to be like the second sexiest Macleod in a room for a change. Thank you for being the first. There's some joke there about there can only be one, or niche Highlander references. I never get to make them. It's very unique. I'm rambling anyway. You can find me on the internet. Twitter and stuff is @StandUpPoet, and Facebook is my name. I know. You can also find me in real life if you're particularly creepy. And thank you. This is my last poem. It's called Blue Love. It's been so long since I felt like this. Since my heart's jumped around like a ping pong ball and my chest's been more like a tempest. I'm in love. And my parents say it's wrong. And the church says it's wrong, and some MPs up in Parliament say it's wrong that I'm in love with him. I don't care about their prejudice. There's so much more to him than sin. I am in love with him. I can't say it with safety, but I can say it with pride, because I know it's not wrong that I am in love with Sonic the Hedgehog. At first, I only saw him as a friend, hideously anthropomorphized blue woodland creature whom I could put my trust in, and by trust, I mean penis. At the time, I already had a pop culture husbando in the form of Waluigi, his gigantic purple malformed body molester-esque moustache and that laugh. It seemed to be enough for me, but then I stumbled across fan fiction, and my jaw hit the floor, and by jaw, I mean trousers. I've never seen Sonic like that before, as he spit-roasted Dr. Robotnik, who was the echidna who had an anatomically correct four-headed penis. Look it up, I had to. We began seeing each other in secret, stealing kisses whilst my parents weren't looking, although they did ask why I kept bringing that copy of Sonic Rush for the DS to the bathroom with me. They didn't understand that the stunning graphics and stellar gameplay weren't the only Sonic Rush I was getting. Soon, I tore down my Waluigi posters, thrown out my Waluigi bed covers, burnt the effigy of Waluigi I'd made using my sister's doll collection, hair from next door's cat, and 50 millilitres of actual human blood, because that is what Waluigi had demanded. Soon my room was plastered in Sonic, but then I saw him with another hedgehog. Her name was Amy Rose. She was pink! I couldn't believe it. Sonic had left me. For a fictional character, I mean, that's creepy, right? I was lost. But beginning to find someone new. His name's Pikachu. The sex is electric. But I sometimes catch my eye straying to that Sonic the Hedgehog body pillow that sits atop my wardrobe that I poured so much of my heart into. And by heart,